going to try this again. So clearly, I was not supposed to be talking about what I was talking about, because that's a prime example of Mercury retrograde screwing with you. All right, we're going to talk about this. All right, we're going to give everybody on Facebook another minute to like re-find me and realize that I'm still here and I'm in the different window now. Still here. And talking about Mercury retrograde, yep, it is the perfect example. It totally, clearly, I was not supposed to be talking about what I was talking about, and we're still going to do it. But yeah, I mean, you know, technology, making a hash of it. There you go. So, all right. So hopefully you will all find your way back in, and I'm so very, very sorry about that. And thank you for the very patient Instagram folks. Thank you very much for coming back. So, okay. So, I'm not sure exactly why, but the power strip that my computer plugs into was not turned on, and so the computer died. Some of you know or don't know, I don't really work in this office so much anymore. I work out in different parts of the house. And that is exactly the example of Mercury retrograde, talking about making technology go blah. And so there it was. The computer died. Yay, I'm back. Yes, I'm back. So this is what happens when you talk about Mercury retrograde. The universe has a marvelous sense of humor. And when you talk about things, the universe goes, right, let's show you an example. So, you know, okay, so this period of time, Mercury retrograde, it does mess with technology, but it is designed to give you opportunities to think about things, and Mercury retrograde has a lot to do with relationships. So we have this retrograde. And so for me, what I was going to share is I have an ex-best friend. I have somebody I grew up with. We were super tight. We were besties for, you know, most of our lives. And the relationship just deteriorated for lots of different reasons. And recently got some information that brought, of course, during retrograde, that brought this back to the surface. And I said to my other girlfriend, I said, well, what do you think about this? And I love her because she is very straightforward. She doesn't mince words with me. And she said, well, you know, why would you give that person ammunition? And I thought, that is a really good, important point. Because it's so interesting how we think about things versus how the other perspective is. And I know I'm the bad guy in that relationship. I know that I am never going to be forgiven for the things that I did. I know why I did the things I did. I know that I did them for my own self-preservation. And I know my truth of that situation. And I know that I made the right decision for me, and that was the end. Like, that there's not a going back for me. But I also know that I'm never not going to love this family and these people. But I don't, you know, you've heard me talk before. If you've been hanging out with me, love them away, right? We can love people who are toxic. We can love people who are not beneficial to us. We can love people way the hell over there, okay? We don't have to love them right here. We don't have, it's Jerry again. We don't have to love people in our space. We don't have to allow every person that we love to be in our space, okay? We can make those choices. It's not always an easy choice. It was not an easy choice for me to walk away from this relationship. This family had been part of my life. I had been part of this family for 40 years. This was my family, and I walked away from all of it, and I know that my reasons were just. I also know that there's always going to be a part of me that they were just for me. I also know there's always going to be a part of me that says, I wish there was a way to fix. I wish there was a way to fix. I know there's not a way to go back, but I wish there was a way to fix. But there isn't, and this is what I know, because my girlfriend said it to me so plainly. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. And we're going to talk about this blue moon, because this ties in as well. Because what she said is, why would you give them ammunition to make you the villain again? And because the family has completely villainized me, and that's okay, because that's for them, and that's fine. But why would you give ammunition to reload their cannons of why you're the villain? And I'm like, well, because it's not so much about me being the villain, and this is where perspective comes in, where we start to think about from other people's perspective. It's not so much about me being a villain, it's about them being able to be the victim. Okay? It's not so much about me being the bad guy. It's so much more about them having the ability to go, oh, victim. Okay? I want to share this with you because so many times we get this manipulation, and Mercury excuse me, Mercury retrograde is so much about bringing these things up to get processed. And it was so interesting, this whole conversation, because in this process, so for me, this has been, oh gosh, if you can think of like the original Alice in Wonderland, that's probably been in other movies too, where they open the door and there's another door and they open the door and there's another door and they open the door and the doors are getting smaller, smaller, smaller. That's how I feel like my process has been with this, that each time I open the door, there's another door that I have to figure it out and open it up, but it's smaller. And so here it got to this point where I'm down to this itty bitty little door, and do I really still want to continue to deal with this? No, I don't. But part of this Mercury retrograde was also dealing with her daughter and having that relationship come to a place of finality and great. And I love her, my niece, and I love my niece for standing up to me, and I love my niece for saying what she felt honestly, and I love my niece, period, end of story. So, niece, okay. But when we get to this place where we can see things from our perspective and we say, well, here's what how I see the situation and how I would want to see it unfold, and then we can step back, which is harder to step back and go, well, what is their perception? Well, their perception is that I'm the bad guy because I totally turned my back on this entire family and I just walked away. And in their mind, it was like the great FU, okay? In my mind, it was like months of agony and mistreatment and bad communication and being yelled at and, finally just saying, enough. And being taken advantage of and just all kinds of things. So the question was, do you want to, when you open that little tiny itsy bitsy little door, is it worth it to go and push your way through that door to get some kind of closure for yourself versus what is the perception on the other side? The perception on the other side is they're the victim, that I am the villain. And so why would you, even if you're the villain, why would you arm somebody else? And so this is what I want to talk about, because, and I don't want to dwell on, my former friend. I love them. I wish them well. But it's about where are we giving up our power, and it's about who are we giving that power to and why. Because sometimes we're giving up this power because we feel like we are trying to make it right, something. And so these relationships, these decisions, these things that come up in a Mercury retrograde, they can come up and put us in a position where we are second guessing the things that we made, the decisions we made in the past. And so here's where the blue moon comes in, okay? The blue moon, so full moons, we know the energy goes up to the full moon, comes back down to the new moon. So as we're going up to this full moon, and we are in it right now, okay? We're in this full moon, it exacerbates everything. It's not quite as intense as being in an eclipse season, but it exacerbates everything. So anything that you're feeling, that you're like second guessing, or that you're like looking at, do I need to go back and do I need to apologize? Am I having some kind of regret about this? Like, stop. Because this is a blue moon in Aquarius, and this is a really, really about in Mercury retrograde. And this is about reassessing these decisions, and it's about looking at relationships. But because it's in Aquarius, it's very much about this yin and yang. And so before you do anything, before you make any big decisions in the next couple of days, and I know the moon started yesterday, so it's fine. But as we're coming down out of this new moon, and we're still in the retrograde until the 28th, don't make any big decisions without taking a breath. Maybe ask a trusted friend. I asked my girlfriend Vicky because I know Vicky will tell me the truth. I don't ever have to be worried that she's gonna like tart it up for me, and I want people around me that are gonna tell me like the honest truth, what they think. And we count on those people who can see from the different perspective that we can't maybe see from. Okay, hi Krista. So having those people around you makes a really big difference. And when she said, why are you empowering them to have ammunition? Why are you arming and I don't want to say enemy, but why are you arming people with ammunition against you? So as this blue moon is bringing up information, is bringing up things for you to look at, keeping in mind that part of this blue moon, this full blue moon in Aquarius, is about this balance. It's about this yin and this yang. It's asking you to see things from a different perspective. It's asking you to take some time to go into some deep reflection about these things that do come up for you before you take any action, before you do anything about it. It's asking you to get clarity about the situation. It's asking you to get clarity on your side. It's asking you to zoom out, to turn it around. I love when they do that in the movies. They do zoom out and they turn for a different perspective and see it from the other perspective. How would I feel if this person who was this lifelong friend, who was a friend of my family for 40 years, suddenly, in what my perception is suddenly, just blocked it all and walked away and closed all the doors and just walked away? How would I feel? Well, I would feel very betrayed and very sad and very confused and really, really angry. Okay, so asking yourself, how can I see this from another perspective? Now, not acting on it, okay, please, as you're having these thoughts that may be coming up between the blue moon and the retrograde, not jumping into this and being like, I've got to call that person, because we have that impetus, right? That stuff can be like, I got to make it right. I'm like, no. The question should be, I need more information. How can I get more information? And so I spent a little time. I went back through our conversations. I went all the way back to 2019 and went back to our conversations, and I went, oh, yeah, I remember exactly what happened now, and I remember exactly why. And I said, you know what? I appreciate that. And that sometimes that revisiting allows us to say, you know what? I did the right thing, or I didn't do the right thing, and whether I did or I didn't, and I'm still going to be able to say, I am closing the door on this. Whether I did the right thing or I didn't do the right thing, I am closing the door on this, because I'm comfortable to close the door on this and say, this is done, we're all finished, okay? And I no longer have to give this space for it to continue to come up or to come into my awareness. It just no longer, I opened the little tiny little door, and you know what? That was the last door, okay? And so when you are having these things coming up, about experiences, about decisions, about relationships that are going on for you in this next 10 days, because we're going to be in the shadow of this full moon. The full moon will start to wane tomorrow, but we're still going to be in the shadow of this moon cycle for that next 2 weeks. So as we're in this and things are coming up, asking yourself to look at the situation, to turn that perspective around, but not to take action on it, okay? Because so often we can just jump into action before we really have had the opportunity to kind of chew on it and think about it and say, okay, if I'm going to take an action about this, what could that look like? And then we do the same thing. If I was going to take an action, what could that look like? Okay, let's say I was going to send a text and I was going to say something to her, and I send a text. Okay, turn it around. How was that received on the other end? Well, it's probably not. It's probably like, oh, what's she want now? And they're going to block it or not read it or just delete it or whatever. So why would I even bother? Okay, and again, this is just one example, okay? And I'm just, I am very much about empowerment. I'm very much about taking the information that's coming from spirit, that's coming from astrology, that's coming from the moon and the sun and stars and all the things, and helping you to be empowered. Because so many people right now are walking around as empowered empaths, and we feel like it's our job to fix everything, or to feel like it's our job to take everything on, and we're always the bad guy, and we're always the villain, or we're always holding the stuff for everybody else. And what I want to say is no. Because it is okay for you to be the bad guy in somebody else's movie when it means that you're the hero in yours. Okay? So we are not ever going to be the end all be all. Everyone is going to love us. There are people out there who think I suck, and that is fine. Okay? Because I can't please everybody. Do I wish everybody thought it was marvelous? Sure. But that's unrealistic. And we turn ourselves inside out, and we take away our power. We give away our power when we are acting on a place of making everybody else happy and giving everyone else the empowerment that is ours. Okay? And this is not selfish. This is self-care, and it is standing in our own space and standing in our own energy. And it is so important that we are taking this time when we are asked right now with Mercury retrograde and a full blue moon in Aquarius to look at things from the other perspectives, to say, where am I powerful and where am I giving my power away? And why am I doing that? And knock it off. Okay? So we do not have to give our power away. That is a choice. But when we are empaths, and so many of us are these untrained empaths, and my course is still available, Becoming an Empowered Empath. You can find it on my website, but it is so important that we are taking a look and saying, you know, where am I giving my power away, and is this what I want to do? Because when we're trying to make people like us, we're trying to make other people happy, we're trying to make other people whatever, we're doing less of making us, right? Okay, Ellen's comment is, a friend for over 50 years betrayed me because they didn't want to go to her daughter's Zoom shower. It's a little bit of a Pisces full moon too. It's also a little bit of a Pisces full moon too, okay? You know, sometimes these things that seem like, I mean, I can't imagine, because you didn't want to go to a Zoom shower for her daughter, or you weren't available at the exact moment. We can't be available to everybody all the time. We also have commitments. And I get that a lot in my work. We're like, well, you didn't call me back. I'm like, I am busy, and I'm sorry, and I will get back to you as fast as I can. And it is not, like, I don't mean to be, like, it's not personal, but I will get back to you as fast as I possibly can. That is after I'm done with all the stuff I got to do, right? Then it's all the stuff I get to do and all that. So if somebody would end that relationship, Ellen, over you not being available at the time that was available for them, and that someone would betray you, it was, it tells you a lot about how you are valued in that. When you turn that perspective, are you valued or are you convenient? And this was something that was like, right? Because when we're the empaths and we're the doers and we're the fixers and we're the ones who've got it, we just do it all, right? Sometimes we become the person that is the very convenient dumping ground, the very convenient place to blame, the very convenient villain, the very convenient, it's your fault, okay? And it does speak volumes. It does. It tells you where you are valued in the relationship, okay? It is a question of, what can I do for you, but what are you doing for me in return? And it's not about, scratching my back or, making it equal, but it's also, it's more about not taking advantage. And so this is an important time to be looking at, because remember we talk about how the energy comes up to the full moon, and this is our up periscope moment, right? This is our time where we take the periscope up out of the water and we're looking around, we're at the top of the Ferris wheel, or the submarine pops up the periscope and boop, boop, and we're taking a look around, we're seeing what's out there, okay? So in the full moon and we're seeing what's out there, are you seeing that your friendships are balanced? Now, not everything is balanced all the time. Sometimes I'm in a crisis, you're in a crisis, we have to lift each other. That's great. But if you feel like you're always the bad guy, and if you feel like you're always being taken advantage of, or there's not reciprocity, there's something that is always a little off, this is the time to take time to dive in and examine these things. This is also one of the things that we want to release, that negativity. This is the time also we want to, after we have some time to think about that, we want to sing the Frozen song, right? Let it go, let it go. I don't really know the song. Let it go, right? This is the time to be like, you know what? I'm done. And that is so empowering, and it is fine. It is really important because we're empowering ourselves, okay? So Belinda, if you know that you're giving your power away, here is a really great exercise that we can do, super easy, to help get our power back, okay? Because when we give our power away, our mind says, I'm just going to stop doing that, and then that won't happen anymore. And that's not really how it goes. We can stop doing that. Yes, that's the place to start. We stop doing that. But we have to go get our power. We have to get it back, right? Because we've given this energy away, which means we're not complete. We have little popcorns of us out in somebody else's space. We need to get it back. And so here's a super easy, I love this meditation, and I want you I'm not even going to do it. We're just going to talk about it, okay? So you just close your eyes. You breathe. I love to start with our 3 conscious breaths, right? We breathe. And you get yourself centered, and you're going to ask, who or what have I given away my power to? And you're going to take one thing at a time, okay? So let's say I gave my power away to person A. Karine! Hello, my friend from Paris! Hello, friend. All right, so let's say you have given your power away to friend A, okay? And so I'm going to say, I feel like I've given my power away to friend A. What color do I want to give that? What color is that energy? Okay, that color is orange. The energy I have given away to friend A is orange. Just please, you do you, okay? I am going to, in my mind, I am asking any and all power, any and all energy that I gave away, willingly or not, knowingly or not, that is the color orange, I ask to return to me now. Any and all energy that I gave away, willingly or not, knowingly or not, that is involved in the color orange, I ask to be returned to me now. And I literally visualize these little pieces. Did y'all ever see the movie Enchanted with Amy Adams? And she's the princess, and she falls through the well. And as she's coming from the cartoon world into New York City, she gets these little pocks of, like, reality is on her those little light things, and every like thing that's hitting her, she's turning more and more into a real person as opposed to a cartoon. That's the image that has always come in my mind, like these little pucks of, you know, whatever, and you're bringing these colors back to you. And so once you finished orange, pick another color, pick another person or situation. I ask any and all energy that I gave away, willingly or not, knowingly or not, connected to this situation that is identified in the color blank, to return to me now. Because the thing is that it's simple enough to recall our energy and bring it back to us, but we don't do it. We're just like, oh, I gave my energy away. Well, I guess I'll just move on. Go get it. Ask it to come back to you, because there's something so empowering when you're like, oh, I got all my stuff back. I'm like, I got my energy back. I'm like, oh, this is mine. It's me. I'm whole again. And that makes a really big difference. So if you are somebody who's been giving your power away, first of all, do what you can to plug the leaks. Stop doing that. And second of all, get it back. Get it back. We are not powerless just because we gave some power away. We are more powerful than we think. We can go get the power, bring it back. It's ours. It wants to come back. It just doesn't know where it is. So you put out the beacon and you're like, orange, come back to me, and all that stuff comes back. Okay? All right. And it might take you, a couple of times. It might take you 10, 30 minutes, depending on how many places you got to go get it from. How many, you might go through the entire color of the rainbow, and that is okay. And you might also want to do it in more than one sitting, and that is okay too. But right now, we are being asked to have clarity of our content, clarity of our thoughts, clarity of how we're perceiving things, looking at things from both perspectives. We are looking at contrast. We're looking at that yin and yang, and we are really looking at letting go of the negatives, calling back our power. We are having this deep reflection, and most importantly, we are moving on, and we are trusting in divine. Source, spirit, loved ones, we are trusting in divine. Okay, that is where we're going. Okay, that's the idea to get to, is whatever it is, help me let go of this crap, help me call my energy back. I'm trusting that you all have my back. Okay, that's the thing. All right, let's move it on. Okay. Okay, again, I got a dog that's trying to sneak under my desk. She's so cute. All right. We're going to do an animal spirit card, because I really enjoy doing these animal spirit cards to see what's going on with us as we're coming into, we're going to have a change in seasons in September. So we're going to have the fall equinox, and that is always a beautiful time of the year. So that's just not even a month away. So, all right, we're going to pull an animal spirit card. All right, so we've got, I don't know how to say this, but it's Hawaiian for owl. It's Puio? It's a Hawaiian for owl. So you need my Hawaiian friends to help me pronounce this. It says your ancestral spirit guides. Okay, I mean just really. And the first day of Virgo is also on the 22nd. Okay, so we've got the the fall equinox and the first day of Virgo. Awesome. All right, so this says, and I just can't even when it exactly says what we've been talking about. It says, your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now, so pay close attention to signs and omens from them. Okay, your ancestral spirit guides are guiding you. So when you are feeling this kind of way of like, yeah, I don't want to be involved in this, or I need to get my power back, or I'm going to love this person away, your ancestral guides have got your back. They are offering you this guidance. Pay attention to the signs and the omens that are coming from them. I love the cards. I love when they are just, because that when I say to you, Spirit's got your back, and then the cards go, bam, like there's just super confirmation. Of course, the Mercury retrograde thing is funny too when they kill your computer. So very glad that got simple fix. So anyone who's ever had a computer just go kaflooey knows the pain of when the battery dies, going, what just happened? Oh my god. So, and of course, any of those things always ever happen when my husband's not in the house. So, the technology guy. All right, so we're going to do some cards for the group. And then we will do some individual card readings for those who want them. So remember, if you are new to us, yay for joining us. We do 3 collective card readings for the group, and then we'll do individual card readings, and that's good. Okay. So if you have a question, you want to hold on to that question. You want to be able to hold your question in your heart. The cards will know. Okay, you don't have to tell it to us. Okay. If you are local, Orlando, Central Florida, I'm going to be I'm so excited about this. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to be participating in a fundraiser called Sprinkles for Wrinkles on September 30th. It's at the Formosa Winery in Kissimmee, and we're going to be doing, it's raising money for African vultures. So it's not a skincare thing, it's not an anti-aging thing, but apparently the vultures are hairless, featherless on their heads, and their heads are kind of wrinkly. And so the first time they did this fundraiser, it was at an ice cream shop, so they called it Sprinkles for Wrinkles. And I'm very excited to be doing some card readings and things and participating with them. So that is on September 30th here in Central Florida in Kissimmee, if you are available. Tickets are like $15, and you can find information. I think I tagged the page, but if not, I will definitely do that. First card, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? That it's like, what for everybody, what do we need to know? Higher power. This is, I mean, seriously, they're like, hello, we are here. So here's higher power. Now, what's so exciting is, I don't know if you can see, you see her in there? Like, this is so subtle, but she's in there with the crown and the light. I mean, she's got her little crown. Like, she's got a crown and the light, and look how beautiful. This is the higher power that's like, I am watching for you. I am watching over you. I am watching with you. This is 100 billion% of we are not alone. We are not alone, okay? So when people like start talking about like, are we alone in the universe? I'm like, I know we're not alone in the universe. I mean, we might not have other beings that are here in the, physical, but I know we're not alone in the universe. Hello. So, all right, what else do we need to know about what's going on right now to help us get through this week? And the thing that we need to know is the Chopwood card. And because my friend Chris is here, I know she loves the card numbers. So higher power is number 4, and Chopwood is 42. So interesting that we're seeing a through line there, because 4 number is about support, right? Think about 4 legs of a chair or a table that support you, building a strong foundation, right? And then the 2 is an angel number of partnering, of pairing, like we're with you, okay? And so we have Chopwood. And Chopwood reminds us that we are meant to do what's in front of us. We're meant to do the work that we are given. In my family, we have a couple of sayings. We say, first you go, then you see. Because we don't know what's going to happen until we show up, right? So first you go and then you see. And then we do the work that we're given. So when we do show up, and the thing that's put in front of us, that's our responsibility or our job or whatever we're supposed to be doing, you do the work that you're given. And this goes back to what we were talking about before perfectly, about how empaths, we're not tasked with rescuing everybody. We don't have to save everybody. We don't have to fix it. We don't have to make it right for everybody else. We do our work. The work that is for us. Stay in your lane. You do your work. Keep going. Finish the stuff that is yours. You do the work that you are given. Because here's the thing. If we don't do the work that we're given, then the people who are cosmically depending on us can't go forward in their paths, right? So there was something that I heard. Okay, so this was a podcast I was listening to. I was trying to remember what I heard and where. So this was a podcast I was listening to by a wonderful Jewish teacher. Her name is Ruchi Koval. And she was talking about how when she was young, she got in a little bit of a trouble. She got a little over her head, and her teacher was able to really be a guide for her and help her to move forward, and had a big impact on her life. As the years went by, Ruchi became a teacher, and the original teacher's daughter was in Ruchi's class, and she taught. And I apologize to Ruchi if I get some of the details wrong. And the daughter now got into some trouble, and so the teacher asked, she wasn't in the class, but the teacher asked, she said, maybe Ruchi, because you're similar in age, and Ruchi's the teacher, and she's kind of been through this, maybe the original teacher's daughter could benefit from hanging out with Ruchi and getting some mentorship there, okay? And so then they went along. Then Ruchi's son, okay, going on, is now in the class of the original teacher's husband, the daughter's father, right, is now Ruchi's son's teacher, and the son gets into a little, little mischief, gets over his head, whatever, and the father is now and so we have these things that are connected. Now imagine what happens. Okay, so we have these things where if we don't do the work that we're given, imagine what happens. So imagine what happens. A rookie gets into some trouble. She's, 15, 16 years old. She gets a little bit, whatever, out of bounds. And now the teacher says, I don't want to help her. She's not, it's not worth it. I'm very busy. Now what happens down the road when now the teacher's daughter needs some help? Now rookie says, well, I shall help you. You didn't help me. And now here comes rookie's son. Now is in the class of the original teacher's husband, the father. And so why should he now, I'm not going to look, special at this kid because, nobody helped us, we don't really have this connection. And the father ended up to be one of the most influential teachers in the son's life. So imagine what happens if the first person doesn't do the work that they're given. How many people's lives, because I can't speak for this teacher, but I know Rookie has like 7 kids. So how many people's lives are impacted or affected if the teacher didn't do the work that she was given to help Rookie? And then Rookie becomes a teacher, and now through her adult life, Rookie is not just a teacher, she's a podcaster, she's a writer, she's like got a wonderful big platform, she helps thousands of people. Imagine what would have happened if she had stayed in trouble and nobody came to stand by her side and to be a mentor to her and to help her to do the work that they were given so she could go along in her soul's path and to help so many other people. So it's so important we say, oh, well, I don't want to I don't feel like, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Humans have free will. But it is so important for us to do the work that we are given because we never know what we could be impacting for somebody else when we are turning our back on the opportunity of kindness. Okay, when we're turning our back on an opportunity of kindness. Now, take this back, right? We turn the perspective like we've been talking about today. We do not have to rescue. We do not have to put our plans on hold and go and be the lifeboat for somebody else. And, now, if it's your child or your spouse or whatever, and you're like, oh my God, I have to, okay. Exceptions, use discretion, okay? But if you are an empath and you are very constantly getting derailed from your work because you're trying to rescue everybody else, this is the place to put the bumpers in your lane like they do for kids when they do bowling. Put your, not blinders, but your shades, right? So that if you're like in a one of those study groups, pull the shades, like pull the, so that you're pulling the whatever, so you're not seeing. We don't want blinders because we're not trying to not see anybody else. But we want to stay in our lane. Okay, we want to stay in our lane so that we are doing our work. We're doing the work that we're given so that we are, happy day. Thanks for stopping by. So that we are doing the work that we're given. Okay, it's the simple things. It's about stopping to let somebody cross in front of you in the sidewalk at the traffic light. It's about picking up a piece of trash and putting in a trash can. It's about being kind. It's about showing up when you say you're going to. And this is not like any kind of jumping on anybody or about anything, but this is knowing the difference between doing the work that you've been asked to do versus feeling the need to rescue everyone and allowing yourself to give your power away in that process, okay? So there's this balance, and in this blue moon, this full blue moon in Aquarius, we are being asked to really look at this. Am I doing the work that I'm given? Am I going forward in the way that I'm supposed to? Am I giving my power away? Am I rescuing everyone? Or am I actually doing what either the universe has tasked me to do or what I came here to do? And there's a very big difference, okay? All right, last card. Now this one is upside down, and this is the community card. Now, interestingly, this card is number 8, okay? So we saw a 4, a 42, and now we have an 8. So all multiples of 4 today, which shows us we are being supported by the universe and that we are having this companionship with the universe is going on as well. Now this is the community card, and this community card, isn't it cute with the little giraffes? Okay, the community card comes in upside down, which reminds us that we have to invest in others in order to build something bigger, which goes again with do the work that you've been given, okay? So the community card, when it's right side up, we're connected, we're involved, we're doing all the things. It's very easy to start doing everything for everybody else. It's very easy to fall into that place of the rescuer. So we always think that when the cards are upside down, it must be, oh, don't do that, you're doing something wrong. Okay, and that's not the way. Okay, when the cards are upside down, they're trying to give you that shift in perspective that we've been talking about, right? So this card, when it's upside down, is saying, hey, listen, don't not invest in others, but make sure, because you want to be part of the community, you want to be part of building a better world, but at the same time, you have to put your, what do they say? Put your oxygen mask on your face, on yourself first, before you start to assist other people. Put your oxygen mask on yourself first. This is doing the work that you've been given. You put your oxygen mask on yourself. You bring your energy back. You call those colors back to you. And now you can help other people. But we are staying in our lane, and we're doing the work that we have been given that might actually be helping other people. But there's a very big difference between helping and rescuing or enabling. And what I learned, as we bring this all the way back, as what I learned is that I was being taken advantage of, and I was, to continue to do it was enabling, okay, was condoning the activity, condoning the behavior, and enabling, okay? And so we put those boundaries and say, okay, I am 100% willing to help. I am 100% willing to help somebody who calls me if they need help. If there's something I can do, and if they can't, I say, you know what, I'm so sorry, that's not something I can help with, but I might be able to point you to somebody who can. But I'm not going to like spend my entire day trying to research it for them. I may just be able to give some suggestions, because people have to be able to go and, you know, empower their own selves. Okay, so there's a fine line, and make sure you know where that is for you. Okay, I think we've brought that full circle. If you are being taken advantage of, if you are being vampired and people are, you know, just sucking all the energy out, that is not doing the work that you've been given. That is giving your power away. Okay? All right, I know this was a little bit heavy today. Huh? This is, but this is full moon energy. And again, this blue moon in the Mercury retrograde is really this, we gotta take it up, we gotta look at it, we gotta pull it apart, dissect it, we gotta look at it from different perspectives, and we've gotta do what's, you know, the right thing that fuels you. Put your own oxygen mask first, and then be able to help other people, and to make sure that you are not allowing your energy to be siphoned off for someone else's benefit. Okay? All right. Oh, Belinda really needed to hear that. Okay, fantastic. Well, if even one person is benefited by whatever it is that Spirits wants us to talk about today, then we are doing our job. So, awesome. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a glass of, not a glass of water, but I'm going to take a couple sips of water, because I feel like I've been talking a while. And if you would like to have a card reading, a one card reading, please go ahead and put it in the comments. Please only put it in the comments one time, because what happens is they only have this much window on, you know, Instagram or Facebook, and when the comments go up, I can't often get them back, so I can't see. We go in the order that I see them on the screen. We try not to forget anybody. We try to get everybody done. Okay. All right, Ellen. Card, please. Am I going to keep up with a hectic month? Okay, so even without pulling a card, Ellen, I you guys are so funny. You all put in such creative things. I love it. You guys are so funny. Okay, Ellen, even before I pull a card for you about you and your hectic month, I hear it in my head right away. If yes, you're going to keep up. However, the boundaries are going to be important. Now, I have a card. I haven't looked at it yet. So I want to say this, because this is immediately what I heard in my head, is the answer is yes, you can keep up, but the boundaries are going to be important. And it's going to be important for you to be able to say when and where you are not, you know. UPS is here. So, Ellen, it's going to be important for you to take time to make sure that you have your boundaries in place, and that you are saying no when you need to. Okay, so now I'm going to look at your card. Okay, so the card is the Observer card. Okay, the card is the Observer card, and just for the numbers to keep consistency, this is 49. So here's another 4. Okay, so this is 49, the Observer card. And the Observer card reminds us that it's really important for us to zoom out. It's really important to use discretion when we are choosing, do I want to pursue this? Do I not want to pursue this? Do I want to get involved in this? Do I not want to get involved in this? And sometimes the answer is no. And you know what? It is okay for the answer to be no. Thank you. It is okay for the answer to be no. And no is also a full sentence. Okay, we don't need to be like, no, but, no, oh, sorry, no, but. I'm like, I can't. Right now I can't. full sentence. Would you like to come and do this? No, I can't. Okay. You do not need to give anybody else a reason, a justification of why when you say, I can't. And try to stay away from the apologies. Like, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't. Am I sorry? I'm not really sorry. Don't be sorry. We don't have to be sorry. Oh, no, I can't. I can't this time. Thanks for asking. Thanks for thinking of me. I can't. You do not have to explain. You don't need an excuse. You don't need a whatever. Even if you like could and don't want to. That's still I can't. Okay? So, Ellen, this is just reminding you to take a step back, not react with a knee jerk of like, jump in. Okay? Use discretion, use discernment, and feel how you really feel about something. Those boundaries are going to be really important as you work your way through the hectic month, okay? But yeah, you're going to get through it. You got it. You got it. All right. Okay. Also, I want to say, try to limit distractions because I feel like there's like a bunch of like things that's going to take your focus. So you might need to like turn your phone off for a little while to just to keep focus, like minimize distractions, okay? So you got this. All right, Belinda says, I would love a card. And Belinda, this card is upside down. This is time to go. So time to go, it's upside down. And I'm going to show you. Interesting. This is card 45. So we're still seeing with the fours. Okay, 4 is you're being supported. There is good support around you, but you're in the middle of the journey right now, Belinda. You're not, you're almost to the climax of the movie where things start to get resolved, okay? You're not quite there yet, but so when we're in the middle of this is reminding you, time to go. We're reminding you to try something new. So in the direction that you've been going in, the things that you've been working on that are maybe not bringing you the results and you're kind of stuck in this middle limbo, like the second act, do something else, okay? Because when we continue to move forward with, I'm going to do the same things over and over again and hope that I can get to the finish line and get to the results of doing the same things, this is reminding us to try something new. So it's time for you to go. You are being supported, that 4 number, and you're in the middle of the story. You're in the middle of the road. So you can't stay there forever. You've got to take a different path, okay? So you've got to be able to make a decision about which direction to go in. So for Belinda, that is really the important part, is making the decision, okay? What is it that you are trying to do and accomplish? And what you're doing has not really been getting you the results that you want. So what are your other options? Let's make a different choice, okay? So that's Belinda. All right, for Jerry, we've got... Okay, upside down again. So this is serendipity, and serendipity is card 18. So 1 and 8 is 9. So coming to some kind of conclusions here, Jerry. So we have serendipity. So serendipity is the universe trying to show you we're here, we're paying attention to you, we're lining up stuff for you. Serendipity is the softballs, okay? Serendipity is we're going to line it up, we're going to throw it really gentle to you so you can knock it out of the park, okay? Serendipity is reminding you that we are putting things together for you to notice. They're trying to get you to turn your head, to look over there and look what they're trying to show you. Okay, serendipity is trying to get you to notice that the universe is on your side and that the universe is working with you, not for you, with you, okay? So these things that are coming into you in serendipitous ways are trying to show you you're on the right track. We've got you. We're with you. You are meant to. You're going in the right direction. Keep the faith. Keep going. And that 1, 8, 9. 1 and 8 makes 9 is coming to the end of a chapter, coming into conclusion. Okay. So that means that things are wrapping up nicely for you in projects you're working on, journeys that you're on. So this serendipity is showing you that things are all coming together right now. Okay. Nice place to be. Very nice place to be. All right, so we have, that was Jerry, so we have Chris with pretty please, a card. Y'all only just need to say once. All right, so for my new friend Chris in her new space, oh, interesting. So this is also upside down. This is, you are welcome, Jerry. So this is regeneration. This is also card 46. So interesting that we're still seeing that 4, that support number that's in there. And the 6 number tells us we're over the hump. You're over the hard part. I know you said you were still picking boxes and moving stuff over, but you are over the hard part because the hard part was saying, I'm going. This is what I'm doing. I'm getting it put together. I'm getting it in place. That was the hard part, so that you are getting over the hard part. Hey, have fun. Good luck.
Thanks.
What time's the game?
6.
6. Okay.
I got cleared. Can we also do that thing that we would do?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Bye.
Good luck. Dylan's going off to his game. Everybody say good luck, Dylan. I know you didn't see him, but he's leaving. So, You might see him over my shoulder, but I doubt it. So, okay. You see his little legs as he walks by. Okay, so Chris, this is regeneration. So again, this is 46. So 4, you're being supported. 6, you're over the hard part. You're over the hump, right? And this comes in upside down. And so when you look at regeneration, it looks like the lava and the fire and the brimstone and the tree is all burnt up, right? But we know the phoenix rises from the ashes, right? We know that sometimes we have to rip shit apart in order to build something new and better, okay? And so here we have, this is, it is coming. The things that are meant for you will not pass you by. Even when it feels like things have all just burnt to the ground, there will be regeneration. And if you've ever seen, like, after a forest fire, it's fascinating how quickly that burnt material becomes carbon that mulches and nourishes the ground, and instantly new growth happens right away. So you're putting yourself in the position, this is confirmation for you for everything you already know, that you're doing the right thing, you're doing it at the right time, you're going in the right place, in the right direction, and that it's going to be important for you not to overdo it when you get settled and situated in there. You take your time, okay? And that you know that you are growing something new out of the ashes, okay? This is also about not allowing something else to be reborn. That, how do I say this? When regeneration is upside down, we don't want to turn our back on the opportunities that are for us, okay? So we don't want to turn our back on the opportunities for growth, especially right now with this blue moon, right? So we're looking at that yin and yang, the pros and cons, right? So as we're having these opportunities for regrowth, we want, and rebirth and regeneration, we don't want to take the path that isn't for us. We want to make sure we're staying true to ourselves, doing the work that we've been given, and we also want to make sure that we are not saying yes or no out of ego, that we are staying in alignment, okay? Is this, whatever this option, opportunity is, going to take me closer or further away from my goal, okay? Is this in alignment? I can't tell you how many times a week I get emails from people who are like, oh, you have a resources page on your website. We would love for you to put blah, blah on your website and promote us, in the resources page. You don't have to do anything. Just put a link to our website, da, da, da. And I'm like, most of the time I say no, because it's not in alignment with my message, my goal, my direction. It might be a worthy cause, but it's not in alignment. Okay, and so as you're in this time of regeneration, staying in that place of alignment is really important, because this is a clean slate for you. It's a blank slate to be able to say, is this in alignment with my goal, my path, my direction, what I'm doing, okay? And I know you know so much about that kind of stuff. So this is just a reminder for you that while it might, get a little crispy while you're moving, that you are going in the right direction, okay? And that you want to make sure you're not overdoing it as you're going. All right, so that is the pretty, pretty please card for my friend Chris. Kim, we've got Kimmy. What else we got? We've got Kimmy, we've got Karen. All right, so we've got Kimmy and Karen. All right, so we're going to do Kimmy and we'll do Karen. All right, Kimmy. Kimmy. All right, this is Treasure Island. This is interesting. This is 9. Okay, so we haven't seen a lot of 9 today. 9 is we're coming to the end of a chapter. We're coming to the end of the road. Things are wrapping up for us. But so here's the thing. This is Treasure Island. And you see how the turtle has all of it is on the back? So, Kimmy, this is, you have everything that you need already with you. You have everything that you need inside of you. You already know the way. You already have all the resources, all the training, all the knowledge. All you got to do is just keep swimming. Okay? And it doesn't have to be fast. Notice he's a turtle. It doesn't have to be fast. Just keep going, okay? Kimmy, you are on the right track. You have everything that you need is already with you and inside you. You are empowered. You are moving, going in the right direction. You are on the right track. Just keep going, okay? I know that was a little bit shorter one, but honestly, oh, well, the 9. Okay, so the 9 is like you're almost to the finish line, right? So you're coming to the end of this chapter. Okay, all right. Some things and messages are simpler. Karen. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Karen, this is the building blocks, and this is a 2 and an 8. Now, we've seen a lot of 2s and 8s today. This is the building blocks. This is for Karen. Okay, this is about building your strong foundation. Okay, notice that you have the 2 first, so 2 and 8 is 10, which means you're coming to the conclusion of one chapter, but you're starting to put the building blocks for the next chapter, okay? But this is the 2. The 2, it says, we're with you, we're gonna help you build this, but it's not the 4 yet, right? The 4 is gonna give us that solid foundation. And so this building blocks card is telling you, don't skip steps, don't try to do it faster by shortcuts, things like that. So this is where it's telling you it's really important. It's like, okay, so I have sons, one just left. I have sons, and they still love Legos. In their 20s, our whole family, we still love Legos, okay? But if you have any experience with Legos, you'll know that if you did a mistake in step 12, you might not even know or realize that something was one peg off until 15 steps later when the one thing doesn't fit and you're going, dadgummit, what? Okay, so make sure you're doing it by the book, make sure you're doing it right, make sure you're going in the right direction, make sure that you are using discernment and discretion, that you are building things, again, in alignment with, are these taking me closer to my goal, and is this in alignment with my mission, my purpose? Make sure that you're staying in alignment, that you're building a strong foundation for your next chapter, okay? Karen Fisher, that's for you. All right, we're going to do one last card for everybody for the collective to wrap it up. And this is the upside down, again, upside down card. And oh, so interesting. So this card is Y, but also this card is 31. And so 3 and 1 makes 4, which is showing us again that they are with us. We are together. We are not alone in the universe, right? We have great support around us. And so this is the Y card. Now, this is the upside down Y card, which reminds us that it's really important that we are, we want to stay away from manipulators. We want to not be manipulators. We want to make sure that we are staying in alignment. Okay, what is it you want? Where are you going? And why? Okay, why? If your goal is to make a whole bunch of money so you can get a Lamborghini, might need to reevaluate a little bit, okay? I mean, it might be nice. I don't know. I've never been in a Lamborghini. We certainly have some around. There's somebody around here that has an emerald green one. Okay. So just understanding what it is that's in your heart, what's calling you forward, what's feeling in alignment for you, because if you stay in touch with your why, you'll never go wrong. You'll never go wrong. Okay? If your why is to help people, to raise good humans, to be a good person, to make the world a brighter place, you'll never go wrong. You'll never go wrong. Okay? And remember, as we've always talked about, Jeremy Bearimy, right? I still have it written on this piece of paper right here. Jeremy Bearimy, if it ever feels like you're going backwards, just remember how we write Jeremy Bearimy in cursive. Even if you're going backwards to make that E, you're still going up and around and going forwards to make that R, and you're going forward. So even when it feels like we might be on the curve going backwards, it's really that we're slingshotting around to go back forwards. I saw a lot of the Olympics. I love the Olympics. I think it's so much fun. I am always behind on the Olympics because I like to watch so much of it, so I just record it. So we literally just watched the closing ceremonies last night. And one of the things we were watching as the track and field was wrapping up was how they were talking about these sprinters that were going around the curve would use that centrifugal force as they went around the curve to slingshot themselves around as they came around the curve to get back in front of the guys, the other people they were running with as they hit those straightaways. So sometimes when it feels like we're being, we might be slingshotting ourselves forward, right? So know your why, stay in your lane, make sure that you are not giving your energy away, call back that energy, set boundaries where it's required, and only you know what is right for you, right? But this is really this time of cleaning house, looking at things from a different perspective, taking the time to revisit those things that maybe you've opened up all those doors and you've gotten down to the little tiny door and it's now just this last one and you're just like, you know what? I'm done. I don't even need to open that door anymore because I am at peace and I have let go of those things. I have seen it from another perspective and I don't need to do anything more. Okay? So this Mercury retrograde, the last 2 weeks, last 10 days of Mercury retrograde, and this plus the post retrograde window and this time of this full moon, this blue moon, are really asking us to look at things in a different way and to take a really good look at what is right for us and not what's right for other people. Okay? You do you, because that's all you need to do to be a magnificent creature of light and love. You do you. And always, always remember how very much you are loved. I look forward to seeing you next Monday. And I hope you have a fantastic, fantastic week, and I'm looking forward to. I'm trying to think like what events are coming up, but right now we just did this big class, and so there's not anything major coming up, but there will be. I'm sure there will be. So I'll look forward to sharing that with you when the time is right. So in the meanwhile, have a fantastic rest of the full moon, fantastic rest of the week, and I will see you back here next Monday. Mwah!